Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 240, CBGB. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Yeah. Anything new and exciting?
Still have foster cats.
Yeah?
I don't remember if I mentioned them on the last episode.
I don't think you mentioned them, but I've seen your wife online, so I was aware of them personally.
My wife.
Yes.
Yeah. We got a pair of foster kittens on I guess Wednesday of last week, and they're real cute.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Are they well behaved?
For the most part, yeah. Actually, they were pretty timid initially, but they've really opened up a lot. Occasionally they're 4-month-old kittens, so they get into everything.
Right.
So it took us a little bit of time to get acclimated to having them here.
Yeah.
But sometimes they run around and play and are crazy.
Right.
But for the most part, they just sort of hang out.
Well, that's nice. I wonder what that's like.
It's not bad. I recommend it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Just a cat that hangs out and isn't always in your face, or literally, or one that just likes to go take a nap somewhere sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
How is
Chaco? Dream.
I really am. You know what? After this year, I'll take it. How is Chaco?
Right now he's Chaco.
All right.
Yeah. He was sleeping on my chest. And now he is just up to shit.
Gotcha.
And,
all right.
And now he is in my arms.
Aw.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
CBGB. Comic book guy book. No? Is that anything? I don't think so.
Yeah. Although while I was doing some research on the show, or for the show, in the Wikipedia section for influence, the comic book guy was listed as they used CBG something for him.
Really?
In like an episode, yeah.
All right. I know that no, that's not CBG, it's CGB. The first name of the cigarette smoking man on the X-Files, his real name is CGB Spender.
Oh, okay.
So I always call him Comic Book Guy Spender. Even though that's not what his initials are.
No. And
if it wasn't that close to Comic Book Guy, I probably would not remember that piece of information about that character.
I mean, I'm not as big an X-Files aficionado as you are, so
yeah.
I had no idea
I'm not even that big an aficionado. It's just one of the random things that stuck with me.
The only thing that really ever held for me was that Mulder really likes porn.
He does. In that respect, he's very relatable.
Yeah, he is.
So this movie is about the famous club
Yes.
by the same name.
Yes. Country, bluegrass, and blues.
Yes.
Yeah. What it's most famous for.
Of course. I know when I think of CBGB, I think of Conway Twitty.
Hey, maybe someday.
Maybe. But it's also sort of a, I guess it's not really a biopic, I guess. It's just about a brief period of time in the life of Hilly Crystal, not Billy Crystal. Hilly Crystal, founder,
yes.
the founder of CBGB.
Yep. I mean, yeah, sort of. I mean, we can call it a biopic, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, is a better description than what the IMDB description is, which calls it a crime movie.
What? I wish it was a crime movie.
Me too.
Oh my god.
I mean, there are various crimes performed in the movie.
Right.
But I would definitely not call it a crime movie.
No, man, not even a little bit.
Yeah, like that to me implies there's like some sort of heist angle.
Yeah.
Or a con of some sorts, but there's really not.
Yeah, or like, okay, so what if he had to rob a bank in order to start his club?
Right? Yeah.
There you go.
I probably would have loved that movie more than the one we watched.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say how much more interesting would it have been if it had actually been a crime movie?
So much more interesting. So are you do you like the punk rock?
I dabble in the punk rock, I think. I like stuff that I haven't really gotten into much of I guess what you would consider punk rock, like the Ramones or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Sex Pistols record.
All right.
Which is not a record, it's on my computer. And
I think we all knew what you meant.
Okay. And I guess that's sort of it. Like newer punkish stuff. I guess I like the Killers and if that's punk. I don't even know. I guess
I don't know either.
Part of it is yeah. I really don't know what, like, aside from the iconic punk stuff, I don't know what qualifies as punk. Like, there was stuff in the movie that seems like is, oh yeah, this is punk, that I was like, that's punk? Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff, like some of the songs they play by, like, Television.
Yeah.
Like, I can kind of see, okay, this is like the start of punk.
Yeah.
Or, like I definitely have never considered Blondie as punk.
Absolutely not.
Underground, sure, but they were definitely more pop to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say that I would consider myself to be a fan of punk.
All right.
A lot of what I listened to in high school was definitely punk. In my, early to mid 20s, I went to quite a few, local punk shows here and there. And I am proud to say that, I have seen both the Ramones and the Misfits live.
Nice.
Although the Misfits were in not such great shape.
Okay. What does that mean?
It was like one original member of the Misfits.
Okay.
And then bunch of other guys from other bands.
Interesting. Okay.
There was a replacement Ramon in there. And there was 2 guys from Black Flag who, I mean, they're all punk bands, but also this was, early 2000s, so, quite past their prime.
Yeah. Like, at what point when you start replacing members in a band, is it just not the same band anymore?
Right?
and it should have a new name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the Shins a few years ago, they, like, James Mercer is the main creative force behind that band, and I guess like the entire roster of the band other than him turned over.
Right.
But they're still called the Shins, and I guess it still sounds like the Shins. So like maybe like if the person who was sort of driving it initially is still there, then it's okay to continue to use the same name. But I feel like there does have to come a point where it's like, okay, this is just a different band.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like I cannot think of any examples at the moment, but I am 100% sure there has to be a band from like the 70s or 80s that has no original members in it, right?
Right.
like maybe like like there's a guy who was there like in the second incarnation of the band,
right?
But like he was not a founding member of that band.
Yeah, it's like the legacy band,
right? Like at what point do you just consider that to be a cover band?
Yeah. It's like Barry Allen versus Jay Garrick at that point.
Way to nerd it up.
That's right. That's what I do.
But the ultimate point I was trying to make was that I do like punk a lot. It is other than metal, the primary music that I do listen to. And so, but I would definitely say that I am no expert on it. There are people who are far more knowledgeable than I.
Sure.
And there are people who probably know way more about CBGB than I do. Which is to say that I knew almost nothing.
Yeah.
But I know enough to know that this movie was kind of bullshit.
All right. Yeah, I don't know anything about CBGB specifically other than it was a thing that existed.
Right.
This movie to me seemed like here's a bunch of anecdotes about things that maybe happened at CBGB made into a movie. like otherwise it's probably pretty boring. It's just about a guy who's bad with his money.
Yeah. I would say that you could probably even make that movie more interesting than what this one turned out to be.
Yeah.
I do think that there are some really good parts in this movie. I would say there's a lot of good parts in this movie.
Yeah.
But it is all strung together, makes no sense.
Right.
And does not work as a story. And is just, it just feels cobbled together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, I think if we got a little bit more about Hilly before CBGB opens, like we know that this is his third attempt at starting a club, but I feel like we don't even really get any sort of motivation for why this is his dream to do.
Right. Like,
it's just, okay, this is just what he does, apparently.
Yeah. And when, his initial intention for this club, as we said, is to play country and blues, which, I don't know if that ever, if like when he first started, like, any country act ever actually played there or not.
Yeah.
But almost immediately it's just like, here's this, underground rock band that's not very good. And he's just like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if maybe we got to see, why he's so passionate about it. Or just music in general. Because I think that's what's trying to come across. But it never fully, like even in subtext, it's not even there.
Right. Yeah.
Like the only moment that I think really gives us a hint of that is like towards the end, when he travels back to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And just because he's about to just give up everything. And he's just hanging out on a farm, and there's a scene of him playing a song on a guitar.
Yeah.
But that is the closest that we get to like any sort of like this guy actually likes music kind of moments.
I mean, does he? Like, what does he like? He likes opening clubs and spending money irresponsibly, not paying his bills.
I mean,
like this movie was so frustrating.
I mean, when you describe him like that, it feels very relatable to me. Because I enjoy not paying my bills and being irresponsible.
All right, that's fair. I mean, who doesn't enjoy that to a certain degree?
Right. And, and someday, some goons are going to come knocking at my door, too.
Yeah, yeah.
The only difference is that I'm not friendly to people, and so I won't have, bikers to back me up and help me.
I feel like even Hilly's irresponsibility with money, like we don't get any sort of an explanation for it, right? Until close to the end. Like he says something about like when he's at the bank, he says, why save for your dream when you could just live your dream? Right. Like if we had gotten something like that earlier on in the movie, but also some sort of explanation of what his dream actually is.
Sure. Motivation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that would have helped a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And also just, we're told over and over again that he's just, irresponsible, but it's never really shown.
Yeah.
Like, or why he is choosing to be irresponsible, or, because even, as a unsuccessful adult, like, I can, manage to throw logic in occasionally.
Yeah.
When I'm not paying my bills. But
yeah, there's just no logic to what he does.
Right. And there's just also no story here.
Yeah.
And it's not helped by the style choices of the movie either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we seeing comic book panels? And,
that was very confusing to me.
Like, am I watching Ang Lee's Hulk again?
That's what I thought of as well, actually. Yeah, and I think, like, because there is some focus in the movie as well on the founders of Punk magazine,
mm-hmm.
but even that, I guess I'm sure that's probably what they were going for with the panel borders and all that stuff,
right?
But like, I don't know anything about Punk magazine. And like we don't, it doesn't feel like the movie presents enough information about what the magazine is or how, like, presumably it was pretty influential.
I guess, yeah.
But like, I'm guessing that. I don't know that from the movie.
I mean,
so, like,
the movie
what are we doing here?
The movie goes out of its way, especially at the beginning, to set them up as, like, this big important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, literally, the beginning of the movie is about how punk itself originated with, the guys who made this magazine.
Yeah.
And then they become not even secondary characters in the movie.
Yeah.
We see precious very little of them. And, just get a sense that, like, they sort of started their magazine sort of at the rise of CBGB.
Yeah, basically.
Like, simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, this movie was so frustrating.
Yeah.
Just characters, that come in and out or that have no real impact on the story whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then the bands show up and, do some stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, everybody, Talking Heads.
Yeah.
And they don't show up again in the movie.
Nope. Well,
until during the credits.
Yeah. Oh man, the Talking Heads scene. Like just before, like, they're about to come on and play for a crowd of like 3.
Right.
Hilly steps out and gets the local cop to come in and watch them.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
What? Wait, do scenes have to have points?
Maybe. In a real movie, I'd think. At least one that's trying to tell a story.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that cop is another aspect to this movie where it's like, here's this character that gets set up, fairly early on. Maybe at some point he's going to have some sort of impact on the actual story, but no.
No,
he's just there.
Yeah, he's he's your local friendly beat cop.
Yep. Is he, I don't know, gonna work with the Talking Heads, because he liked them so much because he got forced to watch them? Or is he just gonna continue to be the cop that works on that street?
The latter, it seems.
Yep.
And that cop turned out to be David Byrne.
David Byrne might be a cop, I'm not sure.
I was actually excited to see Talking Heads because of the Are You Talking Heads to My Talking Head podcast. Like, I feel like I could really get into the Talking Heads having listened to that podcast.
All right. The only thing I know about the Talking Heads, I like 4, maybe 5 of their songs total.
Yeah.
But I fell down like a big Wikipedia hole today, just researching this movie and the real CBGB and some of the bands associated, and the Talking Heads article that I read said there was a point where David Byrne forced Tina Weymouth to audition several times for her own job in the band.
Yeah, they talk about that on the show.
And then like a later day reaction, from her where she essentially just calls David Byrne out as being a sociopath.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, clearly.
Yeah, it sure sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I know. And, big suits, and he's now into like weird world music stuff. Right.
I mean, if you're going to know one thing about Talking Heads, I feel like that's a pretty good thing to know.
Yeah. I feel pretty informed.
Yeah, you're doing all right. But yeah, I feel like the movie is just full of scenes like that.
Right.
Like you said, exactly, like neat parts that don't really add up to much of anything. Like even Hilly's sort of existential crisis that he has towards the end, like it comes on very suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I didn't even really get that he was having an existential crisis till he was at the house,
Right.
and the people came out to talk to him. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I used to live here." I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is what he's doing right now." Okay,
yeah.
And then the ending, the ending is it's the ending of It's a Wonderful Life, where the community comes together to get, like, Hilly Crystal is George Bailey, and the community comes together to raise money, like to give to him because he was so kind to them and gave so much of himself to them, even when he didn't have the money to do it himself.
Right.
Like it's almost comical.
Yeah, it really is.
How Capra-esque the ending of the movie is.
I think, a thing that doesn't help is that there's no sense of time.
There's really not.
I mean, I think the movie, like, the main part of the movie starts out in, like, 1972 when he buys the bar initially.
Okay.
And it really, everything makes it seem like it is just happening over the span of months. But, like, the Ramones didn't, like, play there till 1975. And obviously, it's a, hour and 40-minute movie. We can't demand every detail from, a 10-year period of history.
Yeah.
But, not having any real transition of time just makes everything seem like it's happening on, like, a whiplash pace. And we don't really see any effective rise and fall.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
And there's barely even a fall. Like...
Yeah.
The club becomes hugely popular. He's clearly making money. And then we're told that, he's just a fuck up and he's bad at money.
Yeah.
And then, hey, let's take a detour with the Dead Boys for a second.
Yeah, and he's making money, and we have no idea what he does with it, other than he puts some of it in his freezer.
Right.
Like, where is the money that he's making going?
Right, yeah.
Question mark? Toilet paper, apparently, is where it's going.
That is legitimately one of the reasons that they give in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the subplot with his daughter, just, I think that plays out 3 or 4 times within the movie.
Yeah.
Like, she comes and she's angry. He hires her. She's angry. She leaves. She comes back. They forgive each other. She's angry. She leaves again.
Basically. Yeah. I'm going to say something controversial.
Ooh.
Maybe it would have helped if this movie was longer. Like, it would have given them a little bit more time to actually flesh things out and, set some things up and pay them off. Maybe the things that they could have added were a plot to the movie.
Yeah. You're not wrong. But also I feel like this movie was just so focused on just having these vignettes from, people who eventually became famous.
Yeah.
And, actors getting to, play caricatures of them.
Right.
All of which, none of them really ever convinced me that, they were these members of these bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them.
Not even Beaver from Veronica Mars as Lou Reed.
Oh God. It did take me a second to figure out who he was.
It took me as well.
I knew he was in the movie. I just didn't know who he was playing exactly. And when he showed up, I honestly thought he was Eminem at first.
I can actually see that.
Yeah, that was... Oh, what a terrible scene that was.
And again, just like here's the thing that happened for Punk Magazine.
Right. And
all right.
May or may not have actually happened in real life.
Oh, nice. All right.
I'm guessing probably not.
Yeah, who knows?
Iggy Pop shows up in the movie. He never played at CBGB.
Nice.
Ever. And all that, so all that is fabricated for sure.
Okay.
Or Patti Smith shows up at one point and sings like one of her biggest hits that wasn't written at the time that any of this takes place.
Nice. Yeah, I thought the song that Talking Heads play, I didn't think came out until much later.
It came out on their first album, which was in 1977.
Okay.
But they had actually written it pretty early on in their career as a band, so
okay,
it's possible they could have played it. But that's the other thing. Like, I will say this: it's got a really good soundtrack.
It really does.
But it's also super distracting when you're watching a bunch of actors lip sync to the album versions of those songs.
Right.
like there's not even an attempt to make it seem like anybody would actually be playing the actual music.
Yeah.
From Raw and undeveloped talent.
Right. Yeah, I thought maybe the only part that was actually the actors doing it was when Iggy Pop crashes the Blondie show, and they do like a duet.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. For me, the only part that seemed like the actors were doing anything were the Ramones when they audition and they start by playing two different songs at the same time.
Yeah.
Probably to cover up the fact that there's no actual Ramones music in this movie.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
When they play the song at like their actual show in CBGB, it is a Joey Ramone solo song that came out in like the late 90s.
Okay. All right, so they couldn't get the rights to actual Ramones.
The widow of Johnny Ramone and I believe like the brother of Joey Ramone both agreed that they would not allow the music to be in this movie.
Interesting.
They called the movie bullshit.
Okay. All right, well, good call.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what Alan Rickman is doing in this movie?
What is Alan Rickman doing in this movie?
I really don't know.
Because there are times when his accent just comes through.
Yeah, like the whole time. All I hear is Alan Rickman. Like I don't hear any like it's. I guess it's a slightly subdued Alan Rickman voice that he's doing.
I feel like is a moderate attempt at him just not having a British accent. Not necessarily doing an American accent, but just not having a British accent. And it failing a bit.
Yeah, a bit? Okay. That's very kind.
And I feel like it's almost as if in order for him to be able to do that, like, he just plays the character as monotone and as unemotional as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, who knows what the actual... I don't know what the actual Hilly Crystal was like, but I don't know. It's a weird choice in this movie.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of why, like, the script and the story doesn't really give you anything to connect to with Hilly, but then the actor is not giving you anything at all either.
Right.
So, like, there's literally... He's basically just a void. That character is just a void in this movie.
Is he a Dave Simmelman?
Oh, man. Oh, no, he's the evil alter ego of the Sentry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about dubious accents, though...
Yes.
Can we talk about Donald Logue?
I was going to say, we have to. Like, his first scene, when he walks in, and he's doing a shitty British accent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Hilly even says, knock it off with the accent.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, so he's not really British, he's just doing a shitty British accent, because, like, that's a character thing.
Right.
But no, apparently that's his real accent?
Maybe? I don't know. I believe the actual guy was born in England.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, I don't know. Because he does do it through the whole movie, and it's terrible through the whole movie, too.
It is baffling.
So, gosh, yeah, I don't know. It was baffling and annoying.
Yeah.
And I like Donald Logue.
Yeah, no, I do too. I enjoy seeing him in things.
Yeah.
And I thought he was fine here, aside from the baffling accent choice.
I mean, it was too distracting.
Yeah.
Well, like I think I actively hated Donald Logue in this movie.
Oh, no! Oh, man.
Yep.
So there was one thing that really, really sort of galled me at the very end of the movie, when it's going through and doing its Animal House style, where did they go from here?
Right.
It does it for, like, every major character, even, you know, the minor magazine characters, except for Mary Harron, who actually did go on to do interesting things.
Sure.
Why not, movie?
I don't know. I will say, you know, when her character pops up in the movie, like, I recognize the name, but it wasn't until after the movie was over that I realized, oh, you know, she wrote and directed American Psycho, a movie that I love.
I had hoped that during the talking head scene when they're playing Psycho Killer, that it would cut to her and she'd like, oh, all right, and then she makes a little note in her notebook. I am interested in this topic, and we'll return to it someday. Alas, it did not do that.
No, it did not. Yeah, you know, I mean, the movie doesn't have a great, you know, point of view for women characters.
Yeah.
And there are absolutely no black people in this movie.
Whoa, yeah. Whoops.
I mean...
Well, wait, there's those guys that Dead Boy get into a fight with.
It's true.
Weren't they people of color?
Yeah, they were. They were
Cool.
indeed people of color who stabbed the shit out of the drummer of the Dead Boys.
There we go. All right, so we're good.
Yep, okay. Idaho, I believe, was played by a Hispanic actor, so...
Okay.
You know, that's something, right?
Oh, yeah, Freddie Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, there were up-and-coming punk bands that, you know, had black members or were all black, like the Bad Brains, who played at CBGB. Why not, you know, show them once at least?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I almost would have been a little more interested, because, like, at the end it gives, like, a tally of the number of bands that played there.
Right.
And, you know, we see a handful of them because they're the ones that became super successful.
Right.
But I almost would have been more interested to see, like, maybe if it had shown a period of time where, like, bands that didn't become super successful were playing there.
Sure. I mean, like, I know, yeah, obviously, you know, Blondie and the Ramones are going to be, like, the two big ones that are focused on.
Yeah.
And I understand, you know, from what little story that there is, you know, why we focus on the Dead Boys a lot, because obviously Hilly, you know, goes on to be their manager.
Right.
So they are integral to his story. But yeah, I mean, so many bands played there, you know, let's see, at least see some of them, right?
Yeah. I think, you know, I realize I think what I'm asking for is Inside Llewyn Davis, but for CBGB. Like, show me the band that opened for the Ramones.
Right. Which was the Talking Heads.
No shit.
Yeah, Talking Heads.
Right.
They made their debut opening for the Ramones at CBGB.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit. I fucked up.
It's all right. I think, for me, the biggest failing of this movie is that it made me want to watch a documentary about CBGB.
That is exactly what I thought as well. Yeah, like as a documentary, I think it would have been so interesting.
Like, exactly. I am so interested and so invested in the subject and the topic, and you know, the music, you know, what little music I like anymore, you know, it still holds a place in my heart that, you know, this movie just didn't deliver on any of those aspects.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just made me want to watch a much better movie, which is probably just a documentary.
Right.
Which I'm sure there are some out there.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might actually go look for one when we're done here.
Or even at the least, just like a concert movie that happened to be filmed there or something.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Like, was CBGB really as much of a piece of shit dump as it looked?
I think it was, actually. I believe the toilets were legendarily horrible.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is. And just the one or two times we get to see the bathroom, a toilet with no stall. No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's not ideal. But I guess that's punk.
Yeah. So, you know, a couple years ago, there was a girl that just wrecked my heart.
Right.
And so I think like the day or so afterwards, my friend Jason, who you're familiar with,
I have heard of his work.
He and I went out to he was just hanging out with me to keep me company, and we went to this bar, Sure Shots.
Okay.
You probably know of it.
Yeah, I recognize the name. I can sort of picture the building, but I'm not sure exactly where it is.
It's a to the two people who give a fuck. It's on Dorothy Lane and near County Line Road.
Okay.
Like catty corner from the Green.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we went there and we were just shooting pool and having a couple of drinks, and I really had to go to the bathroom, and went into their restroom, and they had one of those toilets.
With no stall?
No stall, no door, nothing.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was a bad time.
Could you at least lock the door to the bathroom?
Nope.
Oh, shit.
It wasn't a door, it was a flap.
Oh. That's awful. I do not understand the logic of that. Probably because there is no logic behind that.
Yeah, not really. I had a friend who had he had some medical issues and had his colon removed at some points.
Oh, wow.
But he used to like to go out to drink, and there was a bar that he frequented that he had made a deal with the management that he would be allowed to use the women's restroom because the women's restroom was the only one that had a lock on the door.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Basically, what I'm saying is bars. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Stall doors, doors that lock.
I feel like that's bare minimum.
Right? Reason 384 why I don't go to bars anymore.
Right. Ugh. So yeah, CBGB.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it just really made me want to watch a documentary and get the soundtrack. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, it made me want to listen to good music.
Yeah. I mean, we do. I guess we get to see Rupert Grint's ass, so that's something, right?
That is something, yeah. For all you Ron Weasley fanatics out there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this movie has a lot of people in it.
It really does, yeah.
Alan Rickman, Donald Logue, Malin Ackerman, who played Silk Spectre in the Watchmen movie.
Yes.
She plays Debbie Harry. Joel David Moore, who is an actor I really, really like. He played Joey Ramone.
Okay.
Like the two scenes that he's in. Estelle Harris.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great.
She's just a delight.
The scene where she's eating the chili just made me laugh out loud.
Yeah. That was probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Bradley Whitford?
Yeah. Very small, inconsequential role.
Very, very small role.
Yeah, just, another one of those, hey, this is going somewhere. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was like a label guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then nothing.
No, not at all.
Just another guy that Hilly Crystal gave free drinks to.
Yep. And was this movie sponsored by Fresca?
It very well may have been.
Or is just this a weird subplot to The Boys Season 2?
I have not seen The Boys, so I could not speak to that.
Okay, well, if you ever get around to it, Season 2 has a weird Fresca subplot.
Interesting, okay. Maybe they're set in the same universe.
Ooh, possibly. I mean, Garth Ennis' involvement would explain all the shots of dog shit.
That's true. There are so many shots of dog shit. It's real. And there's a part where a guy steps barefoot in it, and It made me just wince so hard.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Adventures in subtitling. The scene where the sound engineer is like about to walk out, but then caves and just goes to sit back down at the soundboard again.
Yeah.
And he's about to quit because he's tired of stepping in dog shit.
Right.
So he goes to sit back down and then just deliberately puts his foot in the dog shit. with the subtitle Poo Squelches.
Oh, gross.
And I feel like that is just a good summary of this movie.
Yeah, that's really apt. That's my favorite brand of grape juice. Squelches. Mmm.
Oh, gross. Well, I'm sorry I picked another stinker.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
I know when you picked it, you said you hadn't heard great things about it, but you still wanted to see it. So my expectations were relatively low going in.
Well, that's good.
I enjoyed some of the performances. I enjoyed some of the parts. I definitely enjoyed the music. But it's not a good movie.
Yeah, I pretty much feel exactly the same.
What are you enjoying this week?
Oh boy, not much. I was pretty deathly sick for a couple days here.
Oh no!
And hadn't gotten much sleep, but I'm better now. But that has pretty much just been the driving thing in my week, and not much else has been able to alleviate that.
I'm sorry, that's terrible.
That's all right.
At least it sounds like you're feeling better, so that's good.
Yeah. Let me try to pull something out of my ass here.
It's okay. There have been times where I've just been like, nope, nothing.
Yeah. You know what? I tried the curbside pickup at Walmart today to buy groceries, and that worked out pretty okay.
Nice.
That's it.
That's awesome. It's, you know what, the little things.
Yep.
I've been doing that at our grocery for a few months now, and I have always loathed going grocery shopping, so it has been actually really nice.
Yeah. I hate it too. Even before the pandemic has just really reinforced that, even before all this, I didn't want to be near people. I still think that 6 feet apart is way too close. I feel
it's
like
a lot closer than you think.
It is, yeah. I'm 6'2", 6'3", so I constantly think about if I'm laying down in between the space of me and the next person, is that enough?
Yeah,
and it's not.
Invariably, it is not.
Yeah. So the fact that a lot of places are now allowing you to order online and just wait in your car and have it delivered to it, or anything like that, is just it suits me.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I'm going back.
Yeah. Like the thing that came out today about the movies, how Warner Brothers is just going to put all their movies out on HBO Max today.
Yeah.
Or this year. And I see a lot of people complaining about, but theaters, the movie theater going experience has been fucking terrible for at least 20 years. I welcome this change.
Yeah. I would like to go back to a movie theater at some point, but it's going to be a long time. I mean, I would for too. Sure.
Before this started, I was seeing movies at least once a week.
Yeah.
But I'm also totally fine not ever going back.
Yeah.
Because other people.
Period.
Yep. What about you? What's brought you joy other than little kittens?
Well, that's probably pretty much it.
Okay. Totally fair.
Yeah. It's been kind of nice. and there's one of them who is a little bit more cuddly than the other, so sometimes he'll come over and just curl up in my lap.
Aww.
Or I'll just pick him up and hold him for a little while, and that's been really nice.
Yeah. I bitch a lot about Chaco, but I mean,
You do. Frankly, I've been meaning to talk to you about it. I'm kind of sick of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I'll stop.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I do complain about him quite a bit, but it's not like he's just being a mean asshole.
Yeah.
He is just too affectionate for his own good.
Yeah.
Like, he follows me everywhere. He just wants to be near me all the time, and if I'm not paying attention to him, it upsets him.
That's so cute.
It is adorable. I tried to let him sleep with me last night, but he immediately just crawled on my neck.
Oh, yikes.
And I could not breathe. Because he is just, at times, aggressively affectionate.
Now, I've heard step on my neck, but not crawl on my neck.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't crawl. I mean, he just, like, he crawled on my chest and then just crawled up into a ball and, like, shoved his back, like, in the meat of my neck. Sometimes he will just get on my chest and he'll do, like, the kneading thing that cats do. But, you know, he's got claws, and he usually does it, like, on my neck, which is not great.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, he's lovable as fuck, but, God, he needs to leave me alone every once in a while.
Alternately, invest in turtlenecks.
I can't afford to buy new clothes.
Well, you know, Christmas is coming up. Maybe Santa will bring you a new turtleneck.
I hope so.
So I should probably pick a movie for next week, huh?
Probably.
All right.
I mean, unless you just want to quit.
No, I think I'll pick a movie.
All right. Don't say I didn't give you an out.
I appreciate it. I'll keep that in my back pocket. So I'm going to pick a brand new movie.
What?
It's not even out as of this recording.
What?
It will be out on Friday.
Okay.
It is the new David Fincher movie, Mank.
Okay.
Which you may have guessed that I was going to pick this at some point.
I did not, honestly.
All right, I really like David Fincher, so
I know you do.
That comes out on Netflix tomorrow.
So you really love just tales of old Hollywood, don't you?
You know what? I do. I actually do. It turns out. Because this is another screenwriter biopic. It's been, I don't know, a couple months since Trumbo, so here we are.
Only a couple weeks since Sunset Boulevard, which was a fictional version. But...
It's true. But yeah, this is it's about Herman Mankiewicz and the writing of Citizen Kane.
Okay, and he's Gary Oldman, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I like a Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
I am famously not a huge fan of David Fincher.
I know.
But, I'll give it a shot.
Excellent.
Yeah, maybe I'll warm up by watching Alien 3.
There you go.
His best movie.
I was actually considering rewatching Citizen Kane before I watched this movie. So
I have never seen Citizen Kane still. Ooh, so yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, so this will be interesting.
Awesome.
You know what? That does remind me of Orson Welles of a thing that has brought me a little bit of joy this past week.
Oh yeah,
the return of Animaniacs.
Yeah,
and Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. I have not watched the new show yet, but I have read quite a few reviews that are fairly glowing of it. So
it is. It's not a perfect return, but it is very enjoyable and very delightful.
That's awesome.
It's just a lot of fun, and I'm glad that it's back.
Nice. I've had the theme song stuck in my head for much of this week, because earlier this week I interviewed Art Baltazar and Franco.
Oh, nice.
About their new book, Archomaniacs. So I've been singing that to myself for the past couple days.
Well, that's great, and I'm jealous because I have had Kenny Rogers the Gambler stuck in my head for a solid week. And I just want someone to fucking kill me.
Do you not know when to fold them? That sounds like what you need to do here.
That's the problem, is I do know when.
Oh, shit.
All right, good night, everybody.
Yep, all right, well, I think that does it for another episode of The Viewmasters.
Next week, Mank.
Yes, see you then.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.